What's up, guys? It's your host, Dina, and today we're gonna be doing a short video on Iota, the Internet of Things application, okay? So, this is one of the OG cryptos. It's been here for a good while, okay? We are gonna be talking mostly about the daily and the short term, but I'm gonna be discussing something in the weekly that I find interesting that we should have a look at. Okay, it's always to be a bit ahead of the market instead of discussing it when it already happens. Okay, so let's get into it, and we will start with the long time frame. Okay, so if we look at the past week, it's not looking that delicious, looking at this bearish engulfing candle, right? But there is something that we have to talk about now. If this candle closes anything like it does, if you've been watching my live stream, you know what I'm gonna say, okay? Looks like there is a fight between the bulls and the bears right now as we speak, but we still have 3 days to go before this weekly candle closes. But if it closes anything like this, we might see some action, okay? We might see some action like maybe in a week or two or so, we might see some action. So keep this in mind, okay? We do have positive momentum on the MACD, as you guys can see. There is positive momentum on the MACD, which is a good thing. It is getting weaker, not the best, but nevertheless, it is there, okay? And this is after seeing some hidden bullish divergence that already developed, okay? So it is in play, all right? And that, on top of that, if we look at the daily, there is hidden bullish divergence on the RSI, okay, from this point to this point, okay? You can see it right here where we were a bit, around, oversold territories, like kind of, okay? So there is hidden bullish divergence that is developing right now. Unfortunately, not on the MACD, but nevertheless, it's on the RSI, so it's something to keep an eye on, okay? Going back to the weekly now, we don't have any bearish divergence whatsoever, not that I can see. So it's okay, it's fine. So that's the weekly. I can talk about the moving averages just because. Short term, as you guys can see, it's curling below the long term and the midterm, which is not such a bullish sign. I can look at my other screen and see what's going on with the 20 period moving average, okay, on the weekly. Right now, looking at the 20 period moving average, we have been being rejected, like it's acting as a resistance moving average when it comes to the price action, okay? So every time price action gets close to it, we've been rejected a few times, okay? But looking at these settings, the settings that I use, we're far away from it right now, and this is not a good sign. You know what cross this is, okay? So let's get into the daily right now. Daily, we are gonna be talking about potential support levels and potential resistance levels, okay? And resistance levels, some people call it profit taking levels, so whichever you like to call it. So when it comes to the daily, guys, there are some interesting things when it comes to the daily as well, okay? I think there is something I would like to, well, let's keep it on the daily instead. So daily, we got this hidden bullish divergence, as you guys can see, right? From this point to this point, I already mentioned it. And on top of that, the last low that we had, I mean, real low, which is from March 2020, okay? Looking at the RSI from then, comparing it with now, like it is not looking horrible. Like there is some type of potential hidden bullish divergence looking at the weekly, that is, okay, not the daily, looking at the weekly. So look at this and look at this price action right here, and then look at the RSI. Okay, we went a bit lower, which is telling you that this is irrelevant right now. Okay, we're looking at the weekly RSI. So this one is a bit higher than this one, but looking at the price action on the weekly, this price action right here is lower than this point. So we do have some hidden bullish divergence also on the weekly, not only on the daily, okay? So keep that in mind. That's why I wanted to come and talk about it. But like I said, the candle close is going to be important on the weekly when it comes to Iota. So we got to keep our eyes on it and see what happens on Sunday, okay? And if you want, you guys can just, subscribe, like, and hit the bell to be notified in time when we go live for Sunday, okay? Besides that, we did have a nice hammer, as you guys can see here. Fine. And right now, we are holding support levels at these levels, as you guys can see as well, which is another good thing looking at the daily, okay? But we do have resistance around this level right here, okay? On the daily. So if we can break above, close a daily candle above 0.23 dollars on a daily note, okay, on a daily candle, not much holding us until these levels really. If you look left, you guys can see the prices that I'm talking about, okay, the ones that are highlighted in blue. Fine. So this is the daily. We do have support around these levels, but if we lose this level right here, 0.189, there's literally not much holding us until much lower levels, okay? I'll not get into it now. We might get into it in the live streams, but this is what's going on. This support level must hold for this to continue. If it doesn't, we're gonna be seeing lower levels on Iota, okay? Let's head over to the 4-hourly, which is also looking a bit interesting. So we do see some indecision in the market after, some, downside action, okay? After seeing some resistance at these levels. Support needs to hold in this level. It needs to hold. Like, I can zoom into the hourly to show you guys what I mean, okay? Last time we had some support around these levels, okay? Another support around these levels, and now on the hourly time frame, if we break anything below these levels, look at the right side so you guys can see the actions, the price action I'm talking about, or the price range I'm talking about. If we break especially this one, 0.211, lower levels, okay, keep that in mind. But what I like is this indecision candle. On top of that, we just started losing, this negative momentum after a hidden bullish divergence. So this can turn pink. I'm not saying, we're gonna go straight to green, but this can still turn pink, okay? But naturally, after seeing a hidden bullish divergence and this type of indecision, you know what comes, okay? You know what comes if you've been watching the live stream especially. So keep your eyes on this. Like, I'm looking for these levels to be hit eventually. And if these levels get hit eventually, there is not much holding us. Like, if we break any 4-hourly candle above 0.2, to be a bit more conservative, 0.23, okay, 0.23. Next resistance will be around these levels. We will meet resistance around these levels, but if this is broken, guys, if this is broken, not much holding us until these levels, okay? Like, let me zoom in to the daily just to be, just to show you guys what I'm talking about. Not much holding us until these levels, okay? 0.26 to 0.28-ish. You guys can see the levels here. So there's not much holding us if we can do that. We just need to break above this resistance because we are going to be meeting resistance around these levels between 0.23 to 0.24. Major key level right here, major resistance around these levels. If we can break that, see eventually around these levels, okay? And if you guys have been watching my other, short videos, you know that, TA has been respected. Like mostly, I could probably say over 95%, it has been respected. So, I do not come out and talk about things if it's not, if I don't see anything interesting, I'm probably not gonna talk about it. It's because I see something interesting right now going on the 4-hourly chart, and how this candle's looking on the weekly, even though it's not closed, so we have to give it time. I'm just saying keep your eyes open, okay? So, on the shorter time frames and midterm, short to midterm, these are the resistance levels or profit taking levels that I'm looking at, okay? And when it comes to support, on the shorter time frame, this is the level I'm looking at, okay? And if we break anything below 0.21, don't be surprised if we come to these levels. It's very possible, okay? This is on the shorter time frame and midterm time frames I'm telling you guys about, okay? In other words, hourly time frame when it comes to this support level, even the blue line, and daily time frame when it comes to this level, okay? Mid to long term, that is, okay? So keep your eyes open. I do like what the weekly is looking like right now, but I can't, put a lot of weight into it. Let's give it 3 days and see what happens. But daily prior candle looks fine. And looking at the hourly, for hourly, it looks interesting, okay? So see eventually around these levels if we can close anything above 0.2190, okay, 0.22 to be a bit more conservative, 0.22 on the hourly time frame, okay? So I gotta keep this short because I'm gonna go live any moment soon, guys. If you like the contents that I bring to you and if you find value in them, please consider subscribing, liking, and hitting that bell to be notified in time before I go live next time, okay? Until then, stay safe out there, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.